all the way up here. You could hear it throughout the stadium because that crack resounded.
3 second-half turnovers. That's their third of the game, and Arizona turns it over. The Eagles will take over at their own 20.
This is big-time football by this Philadelphia Eagles defense. When everything is down there and you come away with a turnover, it's just an enormous play. You talk about momentum. The momentum now belongs back again to the Eagles.
It's gone back and forth with each turnover. Wilburn there to fall on top of it. And now 3 straight drives have ended in turnovers. 2 by Arizona, 1 by Philadelphia.
It's a nice change-up call, and Hurst goes over the middle, and I believe it's Mark Gunn, the defensive tackle for the Eagles, who slammed into him and knocked that ball free.
Now Ricky Waters to the sideline. He got 5. Carlos Brooks there to force him out of bounds. Under a minute to play in the third quarter, and Ricky Waters' save for that first early big run, for the most part, has been controlled today.
He has, but I think you still want to get the ball back in his hands because, again, he really is the focal point of their offense. He's the guy who's been integral in getting them 8 wins out of the last 10 games.
2nd down and 5. Waters again to the 28. Couple short of a first down.
Another look at that fumble. Let's take a look at Andy Harmon right here. He may have been the guy to make the hit and force this ball out of here. Sheds his blocker, comes inside, and he's the guy who knocks it out. So Andy Harmon once again getting slighted, not only by the Pro Bowl selection, but slighted by me, because I thought Gunn knocked that ball free.
That will be the final play of the third quarter, and a 3rd and 2 coming up for Philadelphia when the fourth quarter begins. Philadelphia down by 6 after 3. The crowd called for Randall Cunningham early. Ray Rhodes has stayed with Rodney Peete throughout. He started the second half hot, 4 out of 5, including a touchdown, but lately 0 for his last 4 and an interception. He breaks that string as he gets it to Calvin Williams, who rides Tito Paul for a first down.
You talk about Randall Cunningham and how he's on the bench. Now, he's still a superstar. He may not fit into this kind of a conservative West Coast offense, pseudo-run offense, but he would fit into this guy's plans because Buddy Ryan loves Randall Cunningham. Make no mistake, if Cunningham goes on the wire, Buddy will try to bring him down.
Pete lost his footing, got it back incomplete. Williams, the intended receiver. A Chicago Bears update on a McDonald's game break. Back to Hollywood, back to JB.
Jimmy Johnson said Rashawn Salam will have a big day. Career highs in yards, 119, and TDs, 3 on the afternoon. Chicago ahead comfortably. Dallas, New York coming up next, except for those of you in Chicago and Philadelphia. Let's take it back to Joe Buck and Tim Green.
Thank you, James Brown. 2nd down and 10. Ball resting at the Arizona 37. Big rush. Pete hangs on. So does Williams. Calvin Williams. Touchdown, Philadelphia. No flags. Yards, and with the extra point coming, Philadelphia can jump on top for the first time today.
The Eagles wanted to take advantage of Seth Joyner, a linebacker out there in the secondary, playing like a defensive back, and he missed that play on Calvin Williams. Rodney Peete hung in, took a big hit from Clyde Simmons, and still delivered that ball.
Gary Anderson punches it through, and the ovation here at the Vet as the Philadelphia Eagles, down at 1 point, 17-0, have their first lead of the day. Joyner couldn't bring down Williams. Calvin got it to the end zone. Buddy Ryan told us he still loves Philadelphia, and Philadelphia still loves him. He's not loving the fact that up at one point 17-0, the Eagles now have come back and lead 21-20. Calvin Williams makes up for a first half fumble with the touchdown catch, and now LaShawn Johnson on the return across the 25, brought down around the 28.
Well, Buddy Ryan is known for a gambling defense. He sends his guys on the blitz. What that does, it isolates Seth Joyner man-to-man on Calvin Williams. And when the linebacker is isolated on a wide receiver, you run him into the center away, because look at that. Center field is wide open. Man-to-man blitz. Cardinals abandon center field, and it's not a good feeling for Seth Joyner.
The Eagles are perfect in games in which they lead at any time in the second half this season, 9-0. They have a lead with 12 minutes to play, 21-20. First down, Garrison Hurst to the 34.
Joyner getting the call from upstairs, talking to whoever's up there, defensive coordinator, defensive coaches. But, you know, he's got a scowl on his face. There's nothing he could do. And he had to tell the guys upstairs, hey, look, I was on the guy, had him covered. I just flat out missed him. He outran me, but he's a wide receiver. He being Calvin Williams. Seth Joyner, even though he's playing strong safety, is a linebacker.
Think they're on the same phone line?
No, I don't think so.
Garrison Hurst now is over 1,000 yards for the season. Fights forward through Ronnie Dixon.
I hope we can get a replay of this, because Ronnie Dixon just absolutely blasts right through the line. Right backwards. Watch Cunningham, the center, right here in the middle of the field. And look at Dixon. Just wham, drives Cunningham backwards. I mean, it's the offensive lineman who's supposed to drive the defensive lineman back. That time, Ronnie Dixon thought he was on offense.
Then Garrison Hurst forced Dixon back a couple of yards, and it's 3rd and 3. Craig, middle of the field, and caught. What a catch by Frank Sanders. He looked like he was flat on his stomach and somehow reached up and made the catch.
You talk about a guy being a special wide receiver, and this guy one day surpassing all the other wide receivers that were taken in this year's draft. You see things like that, and you really start to believe. As you said it, he lays his body out with absolutely no regard for his health, pulls that ball in just so nicely.
7 catches for 70 yards for Sanders. Wow. Lost his footing, still came back to make the catch, and got a first down by half a yard. Now it's Anthony Edwards short of the 50, but a gain of about 7 on first down. One last footnote about Garrison Hurst, Tim. His first time over 1,000 yards, and the first time that Buddy Ryan now has ever coached a running back who was rushed for 1,000 yards.
Yeah, because Buddy Ryan's focus has always been on defense, defensive guys. But I'll tell you, this Arizona team really has some nice skill position players on offense between Craig and Hurst and Centers and Moore and Sanders. The only thing they lack is a real strong offensive line.
2nd down and 3. Hurst lost it again. Philadelphia recovers. 2nd fumble of the day for Garrison Hurst.
The Philadelphia Eagles, as a team, have played this second half like a playoff team. Like a team that not only will be in the playoffs, but a team that can advance through the playoffs.
Mark Gunn ended up falling on top of the loose ball.
It's nice control all across the line. Gunn not only recovered the ball, he forced it by driving Duval Love back into Garrison Hurst's face.
Each team with 4 turnovers, 8 in the game, and a first down for Philadelphia at the Arizona 45. Ricky Waters. He got 9.5 to the 35. Second and a short one coming up for the Eagles. Garrison Hurst thinking about the 2 fumbles. He's over 1,000 yards for the year, but that's the furthest thing from his mind right now.
Yeah, when you drop balls that can cost you the game, the 1,000 yards doesn't mean anything until about February or March.
He dropped 1 in the end zone, dropped 1 on their recent possession, and now a timeout has been called for by the Arizona defense. Philadelphia, their first lead of the day. They have the ball, 4th quarter, up by 1. Dallas with a game lead over Philadelphia. Philadelphia still with the pressure on Dallas, and that win last week by the Eagles puts them in a position where if they end with the same record, Philadelphia wins the division because of the tiebreaker conditions. Garrison Hurst gets it right back, crosses the 25 and is brought down at the 28.
And Hurst has got to be really focused in on not only holding on to the ball, but trying to win this game for his team. He is motivated right now because he knows he has hurt his team with those 2 fumbles. You'll get the best game and the best effort out of a player after he's made those kind of mistakes.
He does have the 2 fumbles, but he has 90 yards on the day, and he's over 1,000 for the year. 2nd down and 2. Hurst again falls forward, gets a 1st down outside the 30.
And he took a shot too before he got that 1st down. And again, you're going to get the all-out effort from him. It looks like he banged up his arm a little bit on that play. He takes the shot behind the line of scrimmage, gets that hit from Ronnie Dixon, and then just uses great balance to twist and accelerate and drive his feet to pick up that 1st down. It's a nice effort.
You can see Dixon coming away shaking his arm a little bit. 1st and 10 from their own 31. Centers met in the backfield by Govea.
That is a nice reaction by Govea. We've seen Govea do some nice things today, filling in as a middle linebacker, slamming into guys. On this play, he's actually coming on a blitz because this is a passing formation. But what he does is he readjusts himself. He's coming for the quarterback. He sees the handoff to centers, and Govea changes direction and makes a nice athletic play.
Anthony Redmond, the right guard, moved to his left, didn't pick up Govea, and Kurt took advantage of it. A loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Sideline, Edwards caught for a 1st down. McMillan forced him out of bounds, but Craig made a nice throw to Anthony Edwards. And now McMillan is down.
If you look at Dave Craig and you look at his career, he's really had a fine career. He's put together a lot of winning teams. He's taken his team to the playoffs time and time again, but he won't be a guy who will be remembered in the history of football unless he takes a team to the Super Bowl. That's always it for a quarterback. They've got to take their people to the Super Bowl.
Unfortunately, the only thing that Craig right now, every time you hear Craig, is they look at McMillan, they talk about Craig fumbling more than any quarterback in the history of the league. He's much better than just that. Incomplete for Sanders. Greg Jackson running with Sanders, 2nd and 10.
So how come you talked about it?
Well, you got to bring it up and then push it aside.
Yeah, because it perpetuates itself. And there's McMillan coming back into the game, which obviously beefs up the coverage abilities of the Eagles.
Jerome Henderson, who is one of the extra defensive backs, checks out. McMillan back in, 2nd down and 10. Dave Craig, 19 out of 35 for 216 yards. 1 interception. Craig has a little time, finds his tight end McBride, and he has a 1st down inside the Philadelphia 45. And there's Govea to make the tackle. But here come the Cardinals marching right down the field.
McBride on that play does the same thing to Govea that he did earlier to Bill Romanowski. Again, a big guy, 6'5", about 270 pounds. And once McBride catches the ball, he's like a locomotive. He's real tough to stop, and it takes a lot of distance to slow him down.
He got 12. 1st and 10. From the Eagle 45. Centers. Not much. Got about half a yard. 3:41 and counting left in this game. Arizona has